How's it going there, Earpers and AfterBuzzers? Welcome to the Wynonna Earp After Show. Today we're talking about episode 5. Let's pretend we're strangers.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I hope you like that humorously awkward intro, because we're strangers, right? No, we're not. Let's pretend we're not strangers. But anyway, welcome to the Wynonna Earp After Show. My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane and go down my awesome panel. We're all here this week. Whoop whoop.
Full panel, yo. Sorry.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Hi, I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me missing usually on the show at atorres890.
I'm Yael Tygiel. I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL.
The gang is back together.
Yeah.
It feels so right. My name is Amber Plaster, and you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Amber Plaster.
Okay, I have a bad joke. I'm setting this up as a bad joke. No. Apparently the plan B didn't work.
Oh, that was a great show.
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't terrible.
Okay, I just was like, oh,
I'm here
the
for
chat's
that.
gonna be like,
No, that was so worth it.
All right,
rethink our shirts now.
I will say right away, I'm slightly underwhelmed, if only because they were like, on Twitter, they're like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, game changer, so I built it up a little too much, and then I'm trying not to see anything, and I already had 2 things spoiled, because I was like, I muted people purposefully. I'm like, I don't want to see the tweets, and I still saw stuff, and I was like, well, I knew that it was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen.
So wait, so your underwhelmment was your own fault?
Well, no, it's the thing, it's similar to any show where people, or movie, where people are like, wow, it's so crazy, and then it's like, then you get there and you're like, well,
so I disagree. I was on Twitter as well and saw all of the, it's a game changer, this is it, and I spent the whole time going, is that the game changer? Is that the game changer? And then as soon as she adjusts her boobs, I went, she's pregnant.
But see, I saw a picture of that. They had a picture on Twitter of her like standing in like a pregnancy belly, and I'm like,
well, so you
give
never
it
go
a couple
on,
days.
You never
people.
go on Twitter when something's happening.
I usually wait until
I
usually wait till Sunday to get up on Twitter. Yeah.
If you value the show, you stay off social media till you watch it.
Right. I know, but we all do social media stuff, so it's
I
like,
know,
it's sucky, yeah.
But anyway.
It's a risk of our jobs, you guys. It's
Well, some of the spoilers, like the plague masks, the what are, there is a name, and I'm blanking on
the plague masks, the like duck face,
Don't they have a name? I'm
girl.
sorry if I forget. No.
the plague mask?
Yeah. It's when the plague was happening in Europe, that was the mask they wore.
So the guys in the firehouse, when they were chopping off the guy's head, they were wearing plague masks.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
So it's because then they could also put flowers in them so they could smell that instead of the dead bodies.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
I just saw one at Not Scary Farm who that was one of their costumes. So that was, I'm like, the things. And I'm like, I don't know what they're called though. But anyway, I had seen that image, so that wasn't really a spoiler to know ahead of time. I'm like, I have no idea how that that was a better one because you go, I don't know how this fits. But then you're like, oh, cool. I love that reveal. So we get them at the beginning. It's actually kind of comedic too. I like so hey guys, let's all get nachos. And you're like, great, now I'm craving nachos.
I am a big when we saw that reveal of who he was, I became a big fan of him.
Really?
Okay.
I'm surprised.
Well, he's good looking. What are you surprised about?
No offense to him.
No, I think he's handsome. I just,
No.
Yeah, but you know anyway.
No, I know. I know why. I'm just like, man.
Okay.
I'm with you on that.
And we've said, your thoughts on this gentleman?
I also think that he's super attractive.
Hey!
Half and half.
Right here.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're sitting like this now. I see it now. I see it.
Okay.
Then we have... That was funny. Oh, yeah. So we get the Bloody Mary, which who was ready to vomit with that thing?
So
just thinking about it.
I even watched that clip because they released it on Twitter.
I can't.
And I watched it.
Nope.
And then watched it again in the episode and went, you know what? The second time, it's still as disgusting.
Yes.
Yeah. They did that close up on purpose. I was like, you didn't need that.
I thought it was going to be done, and then she's like, oh, it's ready.
Yeah,
and
I was
like,
garnish. Yeah. Nope.
Sorry, iTunes listeners.
That was super gross. I like that, right? So they have their little exchange too, and poor Waverly all tied up and like trying, like, come on, you can fight it. And it's like,
She can't. That's why. That's why I went into her.
Yes. And Doc is a little suspicious, and more than just a little, which we learned later, which I was like, thank you. Yes.
Oh, he knows.
I was like, come on, dude. Please don't be that, like, oblivious. And he's not, so it's good. I was happy about that.
Yeah, I agree.
Though I don't know why, but anybody else notice when he turned off the radio when he got in the police station? Yeah. It was weird to me. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what does this mean? Why? I don't know. It was just one of those, they had the close-up shot of him turning off the radio. It's semi-important information about the storm and everything. It just felt very like, I think it could have been done in the wide. Doing the close-up made me go, why is he turning off the radio? Is there something
I thought it was just for us to listen to what it was saying, which was about the storm.
Okay. I thought so, too.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm reading too
but
much.
I like it.
You know me. I'm usually the one that's like, all right, what does this mean? This means there's a death that's happening now.
Did you not notice all of it was silver? All the stuff is silver. It must be werewolves. We read into things here.
Yeah, that's what we do. We're proud of you.
Esax in the chat says, by the way, how did the guy how did the guy they behead the guy at the beginning? Well,
get gooed.
Yeah, because I would think they'd want more covered on themselves, because we saw the residue is contagious as well. Mm-hmm. But they seem like they're covered head to toe. Yeah. So I don't think they would get it.
I also didn't enjoy that head bounced like a rubber ball.
Right? Yeah, the prosthetic
I was
like,
fun fact, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you chop off a head, it does bounce.
I was like, Yael, get out of here.
Side note on that, I worked on a horror movie and they did a fake head and they tossed it at someone and they're like, it just looked too fake, so they cut it and they just did it where the person's holding it instead.
Yeah, just have it be still.
Good point. I did kind of notice Heather in the chat goes, what about Doc's new car?
I was all about it.
It's a nice new car, right?
I'm all about Doc loving his car. Yeah. I think that's what's cute. I don't care what the car is.
Yeah.
I love how much he's like, it has a cassette player.
He was so happy about that.
Yes.
I don't know. I really like it when he gets excited about things.
Me too.
I am also happy when Doc is happy.
Yeah, it's just really nice.
Mm-hmm. We get the one quick little line, Dolls is improving, and we see later he's fine, so that's good.
Is that the line where they point out that it's been 8 weeks now?
Has it?
At some point, I think they say it twice in the episode. I believe it said twice, and the chat can correct me, that it has now been, since last episode, 8 weeks.
Okay,
because up until then, it has been very slow.
Like right after first sister's death. Yeah.
So I believe we're now 8 weeks ahead.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Sure. Jeremy's helpful as usual and gets to look at the plate where he just, I love that moment too. He's like, so I can do this stuff. And, well, I can see the image underneath. And, like, that was a good build-up in humor.
I like that he licks the plate immediately.
It was very
Doesn't
Doctor
taste like
Who-like.
lead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was like, wow.
He did it, and I was like, if he does not say that he learned from the Doctor, I'm going to be real upset.
He did.
He did not.
But it's okay. Deep down,
Dude, how much they do other pop culture references in the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
they did
Jeremy,
a Game of Thrones one. Yeah. Like the beginning of the episode,
You would watch that show.
Jeremy totally watches Doctor Who.
Yeah, he's just trying to be cool.
So then they get we get Dolls rescuing Waverly and doing the interrogation. And how adorable is she? He's like, I've never had an exorcism or possession where they apologize so much.
Yeah.
You're just too nice.
She's the best.
Once he realizes that it's her and he sits down, no one else was yelling, untie her!
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, I wasn't the only one.
I think he was still suspicious a little bit.
I was still suspicious. Like, he doesn't know that she's not... I mean, we know, but I was like, I totally trust him for, like, taking his time with that interrogation.
Yeah, and she, even though she was, like, in a rush, she kind of was just like, I'm just going to sit, because I'm really glad that you're here, and we can just chat for a little bit.
Well, and she knows, because if it was the reverse, she wouldn't trust him.
I definitely was hoping that it was Officer Hot that walked in, but you know that if it was, she would have been running and making noise, going, oh my god, baby, or something like that.
Yeah.
So...
And, I mean, she didn't seem to be in too much pain while tied up, so it's not like she's like, ow, it hurts, she tied it too tight. Like, then maybe he would have been, like, more inclined.
I was really hoping that, like, when she fell over, the chair would break and then she would get out.
I thought that too, but maybe that's too movie cliche.
Yeah, I would have taken it, though.
But surprise!
Those chairs are really nice, so...
Well, speaking of Nicole, with Nicole and Wynonna, messing with those insecurities. Jab. Stab and like wipe that around.
I had to rewatch the scene because at first all I could pay attention to was, because it has been a few weeks, Nicole got a new uniform.
Yeah, right? Okay. It looks so good.
It looks so good. That tight shirt on her.
And her cute little short hair.
Yeah, I thought like she was wearing like a wetsuit, but it wasn't. It was like a really tight,
much more fitted.
Yeah,
it looks so good.
Yes.
And
Again,
she got rid of
it's
the
like
khakis.
the creators were like, you like this? You like this? We'll give you more of this.
I mean, it just plays really well with when she was telling Nedley.
Yeah.
When she was like, we're getting rid of the khakis, and he was like, maybe, and like she got it.
I mean, it's also, as you pointed out, it's been 8 weeks, so maybe there has been time for her to be able to find something that she could like.
Someone in the chat said that it may have been 7 weeks or several weeks.
Either way,
I like that. That's
either way, I'll take it.
I like this. Sarah says Nicole looks like Black Widow. A little bit with the red hair and like a fitted outfit.
I was actually thinking of Alex Danvers from Supergirl.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Either one. Either or, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll take both together.
I like this. Faye in the chat. I'm curious, will Nedley be in a tight uniform too? Touche. You know?
I also want to know.
Yeah, I actually want to see that, to be honest. All three of them. Here we go.
Maybe you have a sizes available to you option, you know. Not everyone's, you can wear what feels comfortable. Because also, I mean, they're officers, so what you can move in and what feels better too.
Maybe Nedley wants a really tight jumpsuit, but
if he
really
wants
get
it,
that
he
run
can
in
have
there.
that. Yes.
Look brisk through his mustache.
Yeah. And then we have, you know, we see Wynonna fighting the demon, the pen stab.
Oh.
Ooh.
What are you guys
That
doing
was
to
so
me this
good.
episode? There's so much like
grossness.
I liked that. I wanted
It's
to
good.
see how she would fight the demon differently than Waverly would fight the demon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so Wynonna to be like, I'm gonna bitch slap you. And just
Stab
do
myself.
like really aggressive things.
Yeah.
Yes.
As opposed to kind of like trying to talk her way out of it.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was a really great performance, that part where she's just talking to herself, and
Yes.
you see Wynonna and you see the demon.
Yeah.
It was so
She
cool.
did a great job.
It was fantastic.
With Waverly and Dolphs, I like how he described them as passengers, plural, and that was the Legion tie-in, which she had mentioned previously. And then Lucato shows up, and awesome fight scene with her and Dolls. That was super cool. I don't know if anybody else loved that as much.
No, I was into
I was
it.
excited to see her fight because she doesn't get a chance to fight as much. And not anymore. I knew that spoiler too.
Well,
I was not. That took me by surprise. I was like, oh,
Well, the thing is,
damn.
nobody specifically said it, but they all people online talked very past tense about her tone. That I'm like,
But
she's gonna die.
But I want to know why. Why was she the only one whose head exploded?
I believe it's because she is so strong. Like, of the people that were possessed,
Yeah.
I think she was strong enough to like, oh, you're not
self-destruct.
Yeah, kind of like I'm not letting you in.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's what I thought.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I just couldn't really put a pin in what specifically she could do to get it out of her, and obviously travel up to explode. Like,
well, kind of.
I'm gonna go with self-destruct mode. She's like, nope, done.
We have some people in the chat asking why Lucato's head exploded. I also would like.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, why would it travel up and then explode?
why there?
Like, why can't it just do like what happened with
the
waves
only
where it came out of
the
the
only
mouth?
time we've seen it is the eyes, so I would think in the head.
Okay.
I think that's where it lives.
brain.
is in
Okay,
your head.
that makes sense. So the fact that you're trying to self-destruct. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking of like, I don't know, maybe it's because I just saw Kingsman again, but I was thinking of just like maybe there was something on her body that like if something happens to her, she can self-destruct.
Yeah.
But I don't know if possession means to explode your head. Like, I don't know how that works.
So I didn't see it as self-destruct. I saw it as her trying to like reject it out, and it wasn't about to come out her eyes and ears. The only way out was for it to like explode.
Oh,
I'll go with that.
But that's because I was thinking more Killjoys, where
Yeah.
I'm not that far.
not from this season.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not even. Yeah. But the idea, I like that idea of it's the pushing out and expelling. Sure.
Can't even explain my thought.
The
Catch up, girl.
chat also said that the goo didn't want to be in that body. So that probably also helped.
It was like, why am I
But
here?
she was able to tell Dolls to get out because I do think it's. I mean,
She felt something was not.
I really appreciated us hearing it talk to her.
Yeah.
Because it reminded us again of why it was that Waverly touched it to begin with. That it was like, I need a
Oh, good
host.
point.
Yeah.
I need somewhere to be.
Yep.
It did have a bit of a siren's call last season.
Which I thought was super cool. So I'm really glad we got to hear that again.
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
And Waverly comes in and breaks up their fight scene, which was sorry, back to the. I liked when she broke up Dolls and Lucato fighting. That was just funny. Then we have the quick breakfast scene, which some people were pointing out that was a hint also with the pregnancy lead up
I would
to.
have never put 2 and 2 together.
I thought her eating was bizarre and how she was eating weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was bizarre, but I enjoyed it because I thought, oh, this is the way that the demon's having fun in Wynona's body.
Yeah.
Different.
It's just enjoying it.
Yeah.
Really, the only clue I saw was
the boobs.
The boobs.
Yeah, because I thought that was weird. I was like, why wouldn't the demon can't possess your bust size? Like, that's weird.
Oh, my boobs don't fit. She's pregnant. That's it. That's the only, either she's then gonna go, why am I bleeding? Or the demon's gonna be confused.
Yeah. I was like, I'm confused. Like, what's going on?
And then we jump to the fire station, so we meet. Do you remember his name? Because I know you just like when you.
No, I don't.
What's his nickname?
Hottie.
She doesn't learn names.
Hottie McFire Hottie.
Hottie McFire Pants.
Yeah. The fire Hottie.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah, so just the fact that like they walk in and every time we walk in he's working out and the whole crew's working out. I was like, do you guys know how to stop fires or do you just look pretty?
Both.
Both.
I don't know that they do. We haven't seen them stop a fire.
We haven't had time.
Has there been a fire?
Has there been a fire?
Yeah.
There was a storm. I'm sure there were many fires.
You never know.
We don't know.
We'll put a bit in that for later.
Yeah, but like during a lightning storm.
Maybe there were other uglier firefighters.
Do the actual firefighting.
They
and
have
just
to
like
work in the back because they're not pretty in there.
The B team got sent out. The A team went to Winona.
But like the fact that they went, when they went to the house, all I could think was like, it's a lightning storm. Like, people are gonna need you.
No.
You know,
Demons are more important.
Okay, Lou in the chat agrees with us. They're like, we're
yeah.
not with he's not so hot.
He's so pretty.
Know, he's
I'll find out the
not
actor's
doing it for
name.
me.
Yeah, I actually do want to know the actor's
Well,
name.
it's
Tim was tweeting about
I wrote it down. Though,
Ewan.
Like,
Yeah, it's Ewan.
Allenbach.
Yeah.
He's from
It's
Roswell.
more I have it written down,
Do
but
we?
I was like, did I write it phonetically or correctly?
I mean,
Yes. Sorry.
but no, I was wondering if he seems
Fire
like
Hottie Ewan.
fire hottie.
Yeah.
Oh, not, yeah. I'm trying to see if maybe because like even though they're not friends or whatever, which is towards the end, do we think that they're trying to start?
Starting to
Like
ship
I knew, trying
Yeah,
to
there
start.
we go. Since we're on it,
Sorry,
do you
what?
want him to ship with Wynonna? Because they have that little thing at the end.
I don't know if we can now because she's pregnant, but I mean,
You can still.
Yeah.
no. I'm saying no. I'm not saying that as in
Yes,
like
yes.
you know like she can't have a relationship. I meant like if Dolls finds out that she's pregnant, do we actually think that she's gonna allow or he's gonna like be like go ahead, sleep with whoever you want.
I think there definitely is gonna be some action.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I'm a
there's
huge
no-
fan of love-hate relationships and TV shows, so I ship them for sure.
Sweet.
I
ship them,
obviously
just
want
not
Doc,
long-term.
but
Yeah.
that's on ice right now, apparently.
yeah.
So
I ship just so we
No.
can see some.
Well, I like
What?
so we can see him shirtless and in bed with her.
See some really
Yeah.
hot sex scenes.
Yeah.
Well, he does point out it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I like that she kind of turns him down, but as she walks away, she does give him a once-over. So.
That's what I said.
Wait, Ewan was the name of the character.
The
Yes.
character.
The actor is Brendan Fair.
I think someone brought him up in the chat.
At Unreal Fair.
And follow.
So somebody else kind of in the chat.
Sorry.
Since we're on it too.
Oh, yeah, there it
kind
is. They brought it up.
Who could the baby daddy be? Well, technically, the demon points out that Dolls has not seen her body, touched her body that way. So I doubt it's Dolls.
Yeah.
We had this
Same.
discussion before. I doubt it's Dolls. Could it be Doc? I don't know the last time they've actually hooked up. So.
I really
And could
want
it be
to
a random
Doc.
guy in town because she's had
I
some other
think so.
interactions? You're gonna go with that one?
well,
Maybe?
I don't
Oh,
want
it's
to
an
go with that one.
option.
I think that they're going to try to confuse us on the show.
Yes.
And be like, oh, well, she gets around.
Yeah.
It could be anyone.
Are we gonna have an episode where she has to look for her baby daddy?
Oh, no.
That would be really funny.
I wonder how much is going to be a storyline, though, because, I mean, all last season, it took Wynonna to even realize that her sister was dating a woman.
True.
So I
Yeah.
feel like they introduce things, and then they just kind of leave it for
there.
a while.
Yeah.
I think they're less, from articles and interviews that I've read, I think they're less interested in who the actual father is.
Sure.
And more about how Wynonna would be as a mother. And
Or
like
sober.
that as well.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say right away, I don't like a pregnancy storyline.
I'm
and
excited
I don't know
though.
if everyone knows why there's a pregnancy storyline.
Oh, have we covered that?
No, we haven't covered that yet.
Oh, Melanie's pregnant, or was pregnant. She now has a kid.
Yeah, when she was filming.
So when they were filming, she
yes.
announced that she was pregnant. They had to rewrite some stuff, enter the storyline. The baby was born right after they wrapped.
So they're like, oh,
Wow.
yes.
Dang.
Well, they did talk about, I did notice her overcoat being like huge.
I didn't
the whole time. That coat she was wearing was giant,
huge.
and she never took it off.
I didn't notice her being bulkier. I just thought she had a coat on.
No, not
Like,
her.
No,
I just felt the
her
clothes
actual
covering her. I'm
We're
like,
huge, yeah.
because normally she's wearing like the the smaller leather, jacket, and she's super fit. So then I'm like, why?
And like her button ups too.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely noticed that her button up was wide open all
yeah,
episode.
I was like, what is happening?
I don't mind.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know what's happening, but I don't mind.
I was happy with it, but I was like, there has to be a reason why your button up's just like.
I
all
assumed
over
it was
the
just the demon.
Yeah, didn't know
Okay,
how to
well
put on a
then
button.
real world aside, I just personally am like, but we'll see where it goes.
I'm
My only question, and I guess this is the only place I can ask this.
Yeah.
In terms of, I understand the idea that Melanie was pregnant, so they wrote it in the storyline. I get that. In terms of Wynonna, who I think in the interview that I'd read, Melanie had said that like Wynonna was definitely on birth control, did not want to pass on this family trait, did not want to, is not responsible enough to be a mother.
Yeah.
I hope the show discusses options.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Wynonna, who doesn't want to be a mother, would consider the options.
That's why I'm like,
I don't think they will, because there's too much else to cover, and that would be an entire episode. I don't think they have the time.
No, you could introduce it.
I feel like they can probably sprinkle the notion and the thought that she would be having, and then I don't think we would spend an episode of them trying to dissuade her from taking the option, but I feel like they would bring it up.
I mean, the way the episode ended, I feel like we'll start next episode with her and Waverly, and Waverly being like, why not? I'll help you. And her being like, I don't know. And then moving on from there.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, because this show has addressed so many other women's issues, like we talked about last week's episode, just like treatment of women with Nedley and Nicole. So then it would be interesting with this if they kind of brush past it.
Yeah.
Because this is almost a bigger issue that women have to deal with. So
it also gives them another heir to the Earp family, which I think is important. So I don't think that they would abort it.
I mean, I don't think
just for that reason alone.
I don't think that we would actually ever have an episode where she might do it, or maybe they will. I don't know. You never know with sci-fi writers. I feel like they love to hit that wall and try to see if they can break through it, or just at least bring up discussion. So either way, I feel like I don't really personally think that they would go that direction, but if they did, I feel like everyone would handle it, hopefully in a manner that we can all be adults about.
I mean, I assume based on reality, we're going to have her pregnant the rest of the season. That's my assumption.
So too. Yeah.
But it would just seem odd if there was not a discussion of options.
Yes. Actually, speaking of them together at the end, since we were there.
I find it interesting that she's still pregnant after being possessed by a demon.
You think that?
But I don't think the demon would try to kill the baby.
Well, not on purpose, maybe, but like that's like getting sick or something.
Yeah,
like the baby. They felt her body was an ideal fit, pregnant. Somebody posted on the internet, I forget who, so sorry to, I'm like, I don't remember who it was. They posted Wynonna and Waverly and the sisters from Frozen, because they're leaning back to back against the door.
Yeah, that's what I thought of, and I was like, that's weird. But no, I love Lou in the chat, who said, ooh, way hot adopting Wynonna's baby would be adorable. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that would be nice.
I would be okay with that.
You said, yeah, I never even thought of that, so really good, Lou. But that would be interesting, you know?
I also really like the idea of Doc being the father, and then being a complication of, like, that always being the baby daddy and having jokes about that. Like, I'm into that.
I think it'd be really funny.
I really like
because it will always complicate her life if she's connected to Doc in that way.
Yeah.
Which I will enjoy.
My question, if Doc's the father, because he's like
old.
Ancient.
Apparently the swimmer's still work.
Okay, if we're getting into...
I just have medical questions.
How does...
I mean, clearly,
he's immortal.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like
everything
all of his cells are immortal.
Yeah, I would think that like everything...
None of his cells have aged. He is immortal.
Yeah, so I think
does
plumbing
that mean
is all
his baby would be? Because it would pass that on?
No,
because he's cursed, not the baby.
Yeah, not the baby.
Well, you said all his cells are immortal.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
I'm
thinking that probably.
We're getting the scientific specifics.
We can't get into this Wynonna Earp science. It's too much.
You see what happens, Emily, when you put a baby in the storyline? Do you see what happens?
With a demon
have
and a mortal
questions.
father.
Question. Right, moving on.
Let's go back to the Hottie McFire starter.
Anyway,
that baby might be weird.
The happy reveal when Doc finally goes, yes, your Wynonna's possessed, and like throws her in the car trunk was awesome. Yeah. He's like, she likes her coffee black, and the Peacemaker doesn't leave home without it. That was that was a very satisfying, like, yes, I'm so glad he knew.
I love that.
I like when people aren't stupid.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Hate movies and shows like that. You're like, when the audience, you're 5 steps ahead.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like when she adjusts her boobs and you go, she's pregnant.
So when they take her back to the station, and what did you guys think though when Lucato though was like, yeah, get them out of the way to keep them preoccupied? Oh, when Dolls is like, why would they bother go looking for the goo? It's not going to be there anymore. And she goes, well, it's just to keep them preoccupied. And then they discuss the Meeksham.
Because they knew they'd have to get it from Wynonna.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
She knew that
the
solution was to...
why do you gotta take the whole finger, too?
I guess you need it. They need, like, a good amount of sample, I guess. Not just, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love
No blood,
that,
you
like,
need the full thing.
Yeah.
the way he knew that it was Wynonna was when she was like, take it. I was like, that's our girl.
Yeah.
She's the one going, take, like, I'm not crying, I'm not begging, you cut my finger off.
Yeah, because it seems very out of character for Wynonna to be, like, begging.
Yeah.
Like, no, please, no. And I was like, I feel like Wynonna, if she just stabbed herself earlier, I feel like she'd be like, just do it.
Or she'd be like, give me a drink, we'll do this.
Yeah, exactly.
And anybody watch too many other movies or shows where someone's in a prison cell and you're like, don't get close to the farm.
Yeah, I was so
Yes.
scared that, like, he was going to get possessed. I was like, God dang it. Like, they were going to kiss and then it was just going to go into dolls. And I was like,
yeah,
this is the worst.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Then we, more specific on the order, and then when they discuss, the fact that Juan Carlo works with Ewan.
Juan Carlo.
Oh, I forgot about him completely.
It's been a while.
You're like, who?
And then he shows up,
Yeah.
and then he disappears, and I was like,
Yep.
girl, so then I'm sitting there because I'm sitting there the whole time going, that's the game changer. I was like, oh, he's, what's his name, Earp? The one whose suitcase it was. It's his.
Yeah.
Oh, he's this. Oh, I'm just like shouting at my TV. My poor
Was
roommate's
this
going,
an exciting process to watch this episode with so much anticipation?
yes.
I thought Jeremy was going to be the game changer.
Ah.
I thought it was going to be like Jeremy and Doc or something.
He's always the game changer.
Like every time he shows up, you're like,
It's happening.
they were out of pumpkin spice, and I was like, this is it, guys. This is it. He's going to be a hero right now.
But Juan Carlo, first of all, that's not his real name.
Clearly.
Yeah. Also, it's not just him that disappeared. The truck disappeared too.
Yes. Right? I don't think he's real.
But
This show and magical automobiles, am I right?
yeah, well, if he's connected to his vehicle, I'm totally okay with both of them disappearing because it's like
That makes sense.
an object that's his.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe. Whoever he was. Okay.
What's happening?
Okay. So this is why Tim likes to make fun of us.
I can see that.
Here's a crazy theory. Okay. So back when he was whoever he was
Yeah.
before he was Juan Carlo, he had a horse, not a truck. And as
Sure.
he has aged, the truck is the horse.
Sure.
Oh, just making stuff up.
Oh my
here.
god, that must have felt so good to just get that.
Thank you. I also
into
think
it.
he's an Earp.
I forget.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. I was like, I think
I like
he's
that
totally
theory.
an Earp.
Edwin Earp? Who's the E? Not
I
E.
think they said
Cummings.
Edwin.
Edwin?
Like the first.
Sure.
Yeah. One of the early ones.
Yep.
I
That's
can
who it
totally see that.
is. He's a ghost.
I'm a ghost.
Oh, and then I like Lucato though. Before she does have her end, in a way though, she has her. Did it make her cry? Did Wynonna cry with her finger getting cut off? I'm like, damn, you are.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Too much.
It tells you what a great actor someone is when you hate them.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah, no, she's terrible.
So-
but she also didn't deserve.
Beautiful acting. I
And-
hate her, and I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah, I didn't think that she deserved for her head to be blown
I
off.
did.
No.
I totally did. I was like, yes.
I was like,
Fitting.
I
sucks.
was so relieved when her head exploded. I was like, oh, good. But like a lot of people are like, oh, I thought she was gonna have a redemption story arc, and I think a lot of people thought that.
No,
Nah, screw that.
Not even
I was
close.
pleasantly surprised that her story ended. Sorry.
No,
Yes.
I'm happy. Like, I'm
I'm with
happy
you.
that her story has ended. I just didn't. I don't think that anybody should have their head blown
No,
off.
we're on the same page.
This is a
It
bit
felt
rough.
right.
This
Yeah.
seems, at least for me, for my viewing pleasure, I don't think it's right.
And then, with Doc and Dolls trying to find the alternative to the unbinding was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Like, here are these like potions and things we can make. And,
I like
They're
them
adorable.
together.
yes.
I ship it. DeCalls.
Sure.
DeCalls. Doc to call it
terrible.
I like that when they're doing that, Waverly's like, I have a better
They have
idea.
a bromance. No, it's not. No.
I ship it.
We're just gonna ship all of them.
boy.
Our harbor's just full of just random ships, and it's great.
It'd be
Yeah,
too
I
awkward
ship
together.
Waverly's
so
having
sexy.
none of this ship. Such that she goes downstairs. She goes to talk to Wynonna, and I like how she takes it back, which is smart.
She found the solution, and it was the
Yeah.
right. It was so right, and she's so smart, and we the team underestimates her, and I think this was the right move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't want to go back to it, but still, Heather made a good one. Holiday.
Oh, that's
That's
actually
cute.
kind of cute.
That's
All right.
cute.
Damn you,
I was actually thinking about Holiday.
Too much.
Xavier.
Too much. Too much.
no.
Sarah Brock agrees with you.
Yeah.
Yale, I also ship it. Doll a day. I'm all about it. Sounds like dollop a day.
No. Doc off.
Stop it. Can we just say Doc X?
Doc X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sauls.
Oh, then we get, so, you know, they've
Too
done the
much.
switchback. Nicole's is at the barn. The order's there. And Nicole is such the good girlfriend of like, did Wynonna hurt you? I will protect you.
I got you.
Aw.
I got you, baby.
It's sweet. And they made the deal with the plate, so plate came back into play. So we know it's something kind of important, but we don't know a whole bunch about it. The
Is that gonna
Order
come
wants
back?
it. They said it's a seal.
So it's the symbol that they have on
Yes.
the firehouse, and it was the symbol of EE. And I was then shouting at my TV going, oh, they're going to be the new Black Badge. We're going to have to be working with them all season.
Oh.
Maybe.
They're our new
that
team.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of the things I shout make sense.
No, it does make sense because the fact that I was sitting there going, what are we supposed to do now that Black Badge is gone? We're just going to pretend like that never happened and just move on from that?
That also, I was like, this is the game changer.
I'm ready to move on from Black Badge.
Same here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Two things I just saw that I'm like, oh, back to Nicole. Faye says, what happened to the strong and wise Nicole from season 1? And then Nicole in the chat says, Nicole is the best girlfriend, but got stepped on so much in this episode.
She kind of
Yeah,
did.
I felt she was a little weaker in this episode. Last episode or so, or a couple, was way tougher and like held command of her presence. But this one was a bit more. But I think it's because some of the insecurities with her relationship are kind of seeping in, which is making her like.
I don't think she was
you
weak
could
at all.
be.
Wynonna came
not
into
weak, but,
Wynonna came at her and was like, I'm going to tear you down.
No, man, she found that soft spot and just
Yes.
stabbed it over and over and over with that
And
pen.
also, Waverly's
Sorry.
been acting super weird. So when your
Yeah.
significant other acts super
Yep.
weird, you distance yourself from them. She was
Yeah.
distancing herself, and then she was like, "Oh, I can be of help. Okay, I'll come in at this point." It just,
No, it was very.
the
I think it was
relationship's
very-
fractured.
No,
Yeah.
and I feel like it was very realistic. Like that's what we do, and especially when someone brings out like not the worst part, but the inner deep thoughts
Yeah.
of your dark subconscious of like, wow, how am I supposed to be in a relationship with someone where their sister absolutely hates me?
Yeah.
and she just said that out loud.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Well, speaking of that, they have the way hot. They have their sweet awe moment, and then I'd shoot anybody for you, and then Wynonna goes, "Yeah, I didn't mean all of it." I'm like,
Why are you
ouch.
doing this?
Why'd you have to say that?
Because Wynonna is still kind of a bitch.
No, correct.
True.
But
It's true.
the fact that she knew, she was like, shoot her. She was like, you are not Waverly. I
Nope.
went, really?
Yep.
It took you till then? Like, you should know her better. You should have figured
They've
this
only
out.
been dating a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, now it's several weeks.
Right, but it's a little bit plus the 7
It's
weeks.
been weird.
But
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you would know her a little bit better before that
Well,
moment.
you'd think something's off.
Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
see something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I love the moment where she's like, remember when you made me drink grape soda come out my nose?
Yeah.
That was a good, quick thing between two people to explain something, and then that's how they got
It
the
was
demon
perfect.
Yeah.
out. Or the thing, the Meekshin, and
Yeah.
killed it.
I love how the writers
slug.
of the show use a sister connection to solve problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
That was
really
good.
awesome.
Even more connected to the little frozen thing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's super cute.
And Jeremy points out, speaking of Black Badge, that they're all gone. So, yeah, we have that. So, real quick, though, we hope you are enjoying these Wynonna Earp after shows. We love talking about the show. We're just as much fans as you are. And we have a quick little message from a sponsor. So, Me Undies. Our new sponsor, MeUndies, is the softest underwear you'll ever wear. They're one of those products that you just have to experience for yourself, and I can tell you all about them, but all day long. But you know, feeling is believing. And so, if you're used to buying boring underwear, MeUndies will change everything, because MeUndies.com has all kinds of colors, patterns, and they release new limited edition patterns each month that always sell out. And this month's patterns were designed by legendary 80s clothing brand designer Cross Colors, and the names that live up to their bold designs and bright colors: Increase, D-Piece, Ya Dig, and the OG. Oh. Those are such fun names.
It's amazing when you have like nail polishes that are different colors.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
You'll get to... Excuse me, you get to see them for yourself. And right now, if you can save 20% off your first pair and receive free shipping with MeUndies.com/buzz. There's reason MeUndies has sold over 5 million pairs to date, and you'll feel it when you put them on. If you don't love your first pair of MeUndies, they are free, which that's awesome. Mm-hmm. So get your 20% off your first pair plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/buzz. That's MeUndies.com/buzz. MeUndies.com/buzz.
Sweet. One of my co-hosts on one of the other SyFy Sunday shows has MeUndies. Wears them almost every week. What? And is like, I love my MeUndies so much.
Well, it solves the problem, right? Because you can't like donate underwear. You just need to get rid of it and get new ones. Like I feel like everyone has their underwear for way too long. Like it's just time. Like just change it out, guys. Just
get new ones.
Especially because the designs for MeUndies are awesome. Yes. So like those are ones that you want to keep as
it makes it easy.
Yeah.
We know how cool good underwear looks. We've watched this show, so you know.
We do comment on every time we see good underwear.
Well, hey, you know, it's always nice when they put that in the show because then you're like, okay, it's not boring or you know, practical and cute. Because there are times where you're like, yes, that actually looks functional.
Heck yeah.
I like the comment though where she's like, underwire and this is killing me, and so fun comments of that. Yeah. Any other comments on this episode?
Well, the end of Black Badge takes us into, so we might as well take into predictions.
Yes.
I'm into it.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Is that a you remembering about you and McFire, Hottie?
No, but speaking of them with Black Badge being gone, someone in the chat pointed out, well, what about their blood contract?
Yes. So okay, so if here's how I'm feeling.
And who's in charge of the contract?
Yeah.
If Black Badge is actually gone and not just the local
like left,
right? If it actually is dissolved and gone, then I think their contract is void. But also, I'm gonna sound real terrible, but what a waste of a storyline. If they're gone,
they're just like disappeared.
Yeah, and like
it's a little weird.
Like
especially you killed Eliza. Like I'm not over that yet. So So like if they're just gone, then I trust our writers to know that that's not it. We're not just done with Black Badge.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, like it felt like S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, you know, how they just like up and left and you're just like, what? But I feel like, you know, that they just kind of, they left that specific location and they'll probably come back somewhere else or they're going into hiding.
So their contract is still in effect.
Yeah, we pretend that it's not for a little bit.
Faye in the chat said, Dolls said that they disappeared when the outbreak happened before. So I agree with maybe they've just disappeared because, that's too big of a storyline to just be like, and we're done.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's gone.
What? No. Anybody have specific predictions that they're jumping on?
Not really, as of right now.
That Doc's the baby daddy.
I mean, besides
I'm gonna go with Doc, not a man in town, but it could be. It's not impossible.
So maybe a new character that we could
Or it's no one.
That was
so she's like the new Virgin Mary. Well, definitely not virgin, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I thought it was like a demon something, personally,
you think
actually.
Sorry, anybody magicians? Demon baby?
Oh, come on.
I was like,
not a magician spoiler, but like if we're gonna go the route of options, I could see it going a similar route,
like a Rosemary's Baby kind of deal.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm talking about.
That was my first thought too. Of like when also with the image of her pregnant, she was too pregnant for it to be now. So I'm like, maybe it's a demon baby that was like instant pregnant. That's what made me start thinking.
All of my shows have had a pregnant like.
Demon baby?
Yeah.
Magical baby.
Yeah, because I just finished Supernatural where we had a demon baby, you know? So, like, it's all that kind of stuff. So I was like,
And demon babies don't let you, not birth them.
No, that's why it's going to be weird.
I have a very outlandish theory.
Go for it.
I love those.
Theories. Super outlandish.
I'm so excited.
And I would just like to say that I don't really want this to happen, but I think that this is a way that the storyline could go. Yes. I think that Doc could possibly be bisexual, and I think that him and Jeremy could have a thing.
Why do you not want this?
Hold on.
It's not
wait.
Oh.
And I think that Doc is the father, and I think that the baby is going to be somewhat magical, if not dangerous. And I think Dolls is going to end up with Wynonna, which I do not want to happen. And I think that the baby is going to go somewhere else. I don't think it's going to go with Wynonna or Doc. I think it's going to go somewhere else.
Like someone else has to raise it for
like
safety.
maybe Way Hot, or for safety, or maybe
Jeremy has to
has to do something with
well, no,
it
I
for
think,
science
no,
reasons.
that's what I meant. Like Jeremy might have to. If Black Badge is still alive somewhere,
It's going to connect all these characters in a cemented way.
Also, I don't actually fully
I love it.
Is it? I know that Jeremy is like a new character. So my prediction is that I think Jeremy's actually lying. To be honest, that he says
about something
that Black Badge is gone, but he knows something when he went because he went by himself. We don't know anything about that.
And we didn't see it.
And we didn't see it. We have no.
And he's
footage.
really smart, and he acts like he's like, oh, I'll go get you coffee. He could be
the
much smarter
mastermind.
than he's letting on.
I just think that
Maybe
he might have.
Especially if he sleeps with Doc.
Yeah, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they all know. But, like, I really think that Jeremy, maybe just behind the scenes, is actually not as frail as we think that he is.
I would be interested in that.
Those.
I just think it'd be cool. Because can you imagine that finale? Like, that would be awesome. They're like, especially Wynonna being upset, like, wait, this guy?
Yeah.
No.
I
And
think
just like,
I would love to see more with Jeremy. That like
Yeah.
surprise. But when we had Tim on, he did say there's a lot more to Jeremy. So
I like
See?
where both of your heads are at a lot.
yeah. I like it.
I predict that you and Mick Firehottie is going to play more.
I think he's gonna. I think
he's going to be a
I think so,
complication.
too.
I think he's gonna be a complication and then a team up at the very end when
Ooh,
Jeremy
so
takes
I'd
over.
like to see him be a complication.
Dolls has met him, but do we think they're gonna have any sort of confrontation of like?
Oh, Doc and him, you mean?
No,
No,
Dolls.
Dolls.
But Doc also met him.
I know, but
But I think
Dolls
that-
was the one like most likely to be with Wynonna, and I say it that way because I don't want him to.
Same.
So I wonder if they're gonna have a thing.
I really would love a moment where you and
Actually,
Dolls
all three
and Doc,
dudes.
yeah, are like
Just all of them
sitting around,
together.
sitting around being like, "What are we doing?"
We should just be together.
I want that. I should that.
Well, on that awesome note, where can people find you online? Because we've come to the end of another exciting episode of the Wynonna Earp After Show.
Yeah, this was super fun, guys. You guys can keep the conversation going with me on Instagram and Twitter at Amber Plaster.
I'm everywhere at Yael Tygiel, including here. That's right, right after this, I will be doing the Dark Matter after show and the Killjoys after show right after that. Plus, if you love nerdy t-shirts, especially Wynonna Earp ones, check out redbubble.com/people/OTTs, that's OTTEES, for some very cool Wynonna Earp shirts.
And I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over the interwebs at atorres890. I'm also on a bunch of after shows here on AfterBuzz TV. I'm doing Sense8 finale Monday, which is going to be insane. Robots Undisguised on Tuesdays, and I'm also on our sister network, Popcorn Talk for Jedi Alliance. Mark is gone, so that means I get to take over the table. So if you love Star Wars, you should come over and you should chat with us because we'll be having a new person on our table just for today, and we're going to be interviewing her about what she loves about Star Wars. Stay tuned.
My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me later tonight at 9 p.m. It's now 9 o'clock for Box Office Breakdown, where we talk about what movies came out over the weekend. And I finally saw Baby Driver and Spider-Man, so I have movies to talk about.
And for those of you listening on the podcast, she is wearing a Spider-Man
She
tee.
is.
And I have spider earrings, which would have been appropriate for a couple episodes ago, but that's all right. And then, yes, this awesome lady for Sense8 finale tomorrow, which we're still working on trying to do a live watch.
We're going to figure out a live watch.
We might
It's
see
going to
that.
happen.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this show a thumbs up, 5 stars on iTunes, leave a review, and we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Cheers, y'all. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.